Good evening, everyone. This is the Town Plan and Zoning Commission. I am Shannon Rutherford, the town planner. We will start with roll call of the commission members. Bobby Canto,
Here.
Phil Cordero,
Here.
online, Josh Davidson.
Here.
David St. Germain.
Here.
Peter Zarella,
Here.
Chair Liz Sanford,
Here.
Taylor Pogson,
Here.
and we have two members absent this evening. For the record, Lisa Fagan and Rob Ingbertson are both absent this evening.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's start with the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, well, thank you for coming. Welcome to the April 27th, 2026 Town Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. Appreciate you all coming. We don't have to appoint anyone. We're all set. We'll have a full committee. So we will get right into new business, please. So we have National Land Holdings LLC. So we're going to accept an application. So I need a motion and a second, unless you have anything to say, Shannon.
No, we can do the motion and second, and then I can fill everybody in on some of the next steps.
Okay, that's great.
All right. I'd like to make a motion that we accept the application for amendment to Section 9 of the 2018 POCD Addendum Zone Text Amendment to Article 2, Section 32, Zone Change from BRSA R30 and EE zones to Midpoint Development District and Master Plan for proposed development for properties located at 1179 Farmington Avenue and 2 and 3 Bridgewater Road. This application made by National Land Holdings LLC, and to schedule a public hearing with a recommended hearing date of July 13th, 2026.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, so we have accepted that application. So
And
yes.
Set for July 13th, and then just for information that was included in the agenda review for everyone, that per the Connecticut General Statutes, the amendment to the POCD will be forwarded to the Town Council and CROG for their review and comment. There's a 65-day review period for Town Council and CROG, therefore the extensions required for the hearing. So just 65 days brings us to July 1st. The applicant has granted the extension to the July 13th meeting. Additionally, with respect to the regulation, it requires a review with the Architectural Design Review Committee. So that will be taking place in May and June, so that the commission should have a report from ADRC prior to the July 13th meeting.
Okay, that's great. So that's,
Sorry, one more thing.
and one more thing. Yep.
Yeah. This is the binder of information. So if anyone's poked online yet and seen that there are 6 sections and then multiple subsections,
Yes.
the plan set is included in it, and it's in here as an 11 by 17. I'm thinking I'd like to get this document to each of you. I don't know that you necessarily need a full-size plan set, but I'd like to get a hard copy of this, given that it is rather voluminous, and I think perhaps a little easier to synthesize as you're flipping back and forth things. So unless there's an objection, I'll arrange for a copy of each of the, I'll get 9 copies so everyone can have one.
Okay.
And then
Yes,
they can
please.
either be picked up at town hall, or if you can't get here, let us know and we'll arrange to have one dropped at your residence.
Okay. That I personally think that's a wonderful idea. I'm a little analog. I like to be able to go back and forth.
Agree.
Okay.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, please go ahead.
All right.
We appreciate that.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So how's my timing, Bobby?
Great.
Okay, so now we are turning to the public hearing portion of the meeting. Just a couple of comments about the public hearing process. We have one today, and the applicant's going to present to the commission, then we'll ask questions, then we'll open to public comment. And then, thank you, I forgot. And then we'll have public comment. Once that's all done, we'll also both online too. And then any questions that need to be answered, they'll get a response. And just remember, we're all here to help the town of Farmington, and we appreciate everyone's patience. And we also appreciate your concern and input. So before we even do all that, we have to read the public notice.
Notice is hereby given that the Town Plan and Zoning Commission will hold a hybrid public hearing on April 27th, 2026 at 7 p.m. in the Town Hall Annex Council Chambers, 1 Monteith Drive, on the following application. Christian Winkley, Oxford Builders, application for special permit and site plan approval for converting an existing pool house into a detached accessory dwelling unit, ADU, at 222 Talcott Notch Road in an R80 zone. Interested parties are encouraged to participate in this hybrid public hearing. Participation in person is at 1 Monteith Drive, Town Hall Annex, Town Council Chambers. For online participation is via the link to the meeting on the Town of Farmington's website. A copy of this proposal is online on the Town of Farmington's website or by calling the Planning Department at Farmington Town Hall at 860-675-2325, dated at Farmington, Connecticut, this 9th day of April, 2026.
Thank you. Okay, so let's see, who's here to present?
So Christian is out this way. I think he might have gone over to planning and zoning. There was a little bit of confusion.
Oh, did he go to the town hall?
But I'm Audra Perkins. Do you want, I
So-
am the owner of the
So you'd have to,
Okay.
sorry, if you're gonna, if you could stand at this podium with the microphone so that we've got it picked up on the recording, please. Thank you.
And just introduce yourself and give us your address for the record.
So my name's Andra Perkalides, and I'm the owner of the residence at 222 Talcott Notch Road, and have engaged Christian Winkley, Oxford Builders, to work with me to try and get approval and then renovate what is an existing cabin on the property that has been previously used as a pool house. There were 2 toilets, I think 2 showers, and to convert that into a 1-bedroom ADU. So to not change the footprint that is currently there, not change the exterior other than a new roof, but to add a dormer so that there's room to do a bedroom upstairs and then convert the existing space. And the plans, as the architect has drawn them, are included in the materials.
Okay, great. Shannon, should we proceed with questions? Should we
We can
wait?
Start with questions. I think that hits the majority of the high points anyhow, and then we can start with questions and see if Christian arrives.
Yeah, because some of them, I'm sure he would be in a better position to answer than I would, but I'm happy to try and answer any questions that may come up.
Okay, well, we appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, well, we'll start down with you, Bobby.
Okay. So you're not changing the footprint, you're just going up, correct?
Correct, not changing the footprint. And I had sent over a picture. I don't know if it made it into the materials, but not changing. It looks like an old log cabin on the property. It is an old log cabin, and not changing the footprint at all. It's just what used to be a storage area up on the 2nd floor. The plan is to put a dormer in there and a staircase and have that be the bedroom. Very small bedroom, but a bedroom up there.
Okay. And this is going to be for rental purposes, or you
No,
have somebody
not
from
for
the-
rental purposes, just for guests and anybody that might be visiting, but I have no intention of renting it out.
Oh. Okay,
It's just for me personally,
gotcha. So basically a guest house.
a guest house. It's a guest house, correct?
Perfect. Gotcha. No, I'm good.
Okay, thank you. Josh,
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thanks for being here and doing a great job so far, standing in. So nice. The question that I had about this was about the water and sewage
Mhm.
from the property currently and moving forward. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because from the site plan, I understand there's a septic tank sort of for the house that's, I don't know, I guess it's in front of the house. I'm not sure
Correct.
the way to
Correct.
say it. Quite a ways in front of the house, which is quite a ways from the pool
Yep.
house, this building. So can you talk, does it connect to that? Is there a separate septic tank? Is there some other,
So,
to the degree you know?
sure. So what I know is that there actually is currently a separate septic system to the cabin. I had it tested. They put a camera down there when I bought the house a couple of years ago. Christian had some people out, including from the health department, over the last couple of weeks to look at that. I have not heard what the final determination was, whether that system can be repaired or replaced in its current location, or whether there would need to be a new septic system. I know they were doing some soil samples in the area, but I would have to defer to Christian on the final kind of where things stand related to septic. But the plan, as I understand it, is not to tap into the house's septic system, which is quite a ways away, but instead to either utilize the existing septic system, which I've got my fingers crossed that could work, or to have to put in a new septic system that's bespoke specific to the cabin.
Got it. Thank you. And the water, there's a water line presumably that runs from the house meter out there. It doesn't have its own separate.
That's correct. That's correct.
Yeah, I guess I do have some additional questions about the septic that
Mhm.
you may not be able to answer now. So maybe if I can reserve the right to ask questions if
Mhm.
the builder
Okay.
comes later. But I think those are my only questions. Thank you.
Oh,
Wonderful.
here is the
Okay.
man of the hour.
Ah,
Hi, Christian.
hi, sir.
Signs are a little confusing, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Come on up, introduce yourself, give us,
You take
yeah.
it from here.
And you can, we've had a run through by the homeowner.
Great.
Kind of the basics, and we're now starting with some questions. so
Sure.
you
So
don't need to jump on. that.
I'm Christian from Oxford Builders. I'm Andra's builder for this project. I've worked with her before on other projects in the main house, and now we're looking to dive into this old log cabin. So fire away.
Okay. So there you go, Josh.
Sure. Did you want, or Madam Chair, I don't know, do you want him to have the opportunity to present, or are we good?
Yeah, is there,
Questions?
did you have a formal presentation you would like to make?
Oh, I
or-
didn't have anything prepared, but I can give you a brief overview of what we're doing on to the buildings. So it's an original log cabin. Seems to be maybe about 1950s ish. Kind of was a pool house. There's an in-ground pool nearby, and interior was set up with 2 full baths as changing rooms and a big open space. There's a nice big fireplace, and it's kind of a big open space building right now. Andra's looking to turn it into a guest house to go along with the main house. She's a lot of family in town and looking for some extra bed space. We're proposing to add a dormer so we can create a little bit of a loft bedroom, and then a full bath on the first floor and a kitchenette with a kind of a main hangout space. And then there also would be a sauna and some changing space. It still would kind of go with the pool, but it's really meant as a accessory building to go with the main house, a guest house, as you will, a true guest house. We're to maintain the character of the old logs. We're going to pop some new windows in, but we're going to kind of to a little bit towards the modern end, but still have divided lights picking up on the old log cabin-ish character. And the dormer off the back is literally off the back of the building, away from the view of the main entrance. Really not visible from the front or from the driveway, or all of this is not visible at all from the street, the way the main house and the log cabin are up on the hill with a pretty long driveway. So We're not increasing the footprint of the building. We've got to do some significant mechanical work. We're already proceeding down the path of a new septic system. There was a septic system there, but it's a little questionable what it is or was. Water is fed from the main house right now. Power is fed from the main house. That's about the gist of it.
Okay, great. Thank you. Bobby, anything that you still needed to have answered, or do you want me to swing back around at the end?
No, swing back around. I should
Okay.
be good. I don't see anything that's going to change my mind.
Okay. Josh?
Hi, Christian.
Thank you.
My questions, we had a brief discussion before you arrived about the septic system. Because I didn't see it on the plan, so I was trying to figure out what the sewage situation was, and we determined it was a septic. Can you talk about where the system is now? I think you just said you will be replacing it, or
It looks to be,
still to be determined.
Yeah, I think that's already, fingers crossed, long shot, maybe that the existing system is salvageable, but there's a lot of conflicting paperwork that we found. We did some digging into the town records. There was a lot of correspondence back and forth. There's some letters, but nothing really that was ever like fully permitted. So there's some information about what's there. There seems to be maybe 1,000-gallon tank was replaced in the last 25 years, but the leaching field is unknown. There was an inspection done when Andra bought the property. I think they found the top of the tank. They opened it up. There was some growth in the tank, some infiltration by some roots. So the tank may not be fully functioning. So, with all of those unknowns, we did just do recently, actually last week, a perk test. Violet Sylvester and Sons was out there along with, the name escapes me, but one guy from the town. We haven't gotten a design back on that yet, but that's the path that we're on right now.
Yeah. So is there a possibility that the current septic is not, it sounds like there is a possibility that the current septic is not sufficient. And then if it maybe wasn't fully permitted, my concern would just be, we now have approved an ADU without a proper place for sewage. So I'm trying to understand the process, and then,
Yeah.
I'm, and obviously, and this property is also in an upland review area from a wetlands perspective. And I don't know all the rules, honestly, about what applies to septic tanks versus not septic tanks, but certainly generally any
Sure.
excavation that would have to happen to remove the existing tank to place a new tank may be subject to inland wetlands, which generally comes before planning and zoning.
Yeah, sure.
So those are sort of my main
Yeah.
concerns. And then
So there was quite a few of the records that we found before Andra was involved. The previous owner had looked at subdividing the property, and there was perk testing done at that point as part of the possible subdivision.
Okay.
And they found areas that were definitely acceptable to septic systems.
Okay.
So we know that there is possibilities on the property that we can put a septic. It's just one of them would involve one location we'd have to pump it uphill. So that's why we're trying to do this new perk test to see if we can get it to be a gravity fed system. But so we know on the property, there's definitively areas that we can get a proper septic system in.
Yeah.
As far as offhand, I don't know if it's showing on that plan, but I believe it's off the back of that. The rear of the building is the existing tank, somewhere about that arrow. Yeah.
So somewhere in this area between the edge of the building and the shed.
Right. Approximately there. Yeah.
And the leach field?
Well, that's we
No.
don't know that. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, those are my only, that's my main concern, I guess. And the only other question I have would be is just during construction, how do you plan to get materials? Well, first, I guess I'll say, is there any plan to add a driveway, sidewalk, No.
No, there's a grass between, there's a bit of a distance between the driveway and, well, you can see the pools between the driveway and the structure right now. It's all grass. Its intent is to maintain it as grass. I don't think Andre even has plans for a sidewalk there in the future, but, at this point, we'd be driving over the grass and then repair.
Okay.
What's been disturbed when we're all done.
Thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. And Peter,
Thank you. Do we know if this application has been submitted to the health department? Just to follow up on.
It's not a formal application, but they are aware of what's going on and they have been involved in this, like I said, the perk testing.
All right. Thank you. I don't have any questions.
Yeah.
okay, thank you. Dave,
I have nothing right now.
right now, but we can come back. Okay, we'll finish up in the room. Taylor?
I think honestly, Josh kind of hit every single thing that I was concerned about. I think that, you're describing the roots penetrating the septic. It does really sound like that needs to be replaced.
Yeah.
And, already got in on the leaching field. You're not sure about that. Given those circumstances, it's hard for me to say one way or the other. I would recommend the septic plan be fully laid out before approval going forward on this, because it does kind of open you up to a lot of issues down the way, and especially being upland review area, even if there are spots that the tank can go in, like that's great. Like, I'm glad you guys got those.
Yeah.
But they need to be found and decided on beforehand, I think.
Okay, Phil, now it's your turn. What questions do you have?
I have actually no questions.
Okay, thank you. Then I will agree, and septic is a little dicey. We want to make sure it's all set. I did have one question about the structure itself. So on the plan, the dormer is going to be half the roof, and then the other half is going to have skylights. Is that? I
No,
couldn't-
actually, there's existing skylights there.
Oh, those
now.
are existing. I didn't know
Yeah,
if those were
yeah.
new or.
No, but we're actually planning to remove those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And this is a question I don't know, one of you can answer. Is this visible from any of the neighbors' yards?
I
It
don't
is
believe so. I've been on the
spacious
property quite a
lot.
bit, and from the cabin, I've never seen another house from that cabin. So yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say even with
Yeah,
with
I
the
would
winter
actually
time,
spent
with all the leaves.
I spent quite a bit of time there throughout the winter, and
Okay.
I've never been able to see another house from that cabin. Yeah.
Okay. Shannon's pulling up the GIS, which is always helpful, just to get a feel for where we are in space.
Yeah, well, that map gives you a pretty good idea too. It's pretty far distance to any other
Okay.
structure.
That's
This is
the-
Talcott Notch
Yeah.
running up somewhat the left-hand edge of the page. This is the main house. Here's the pool.
Right.
And then the cabin actually is
Ex-
under tree canopy. You can't
Exactly.
see it. I think in my agenda review, I noted that's approximately 300 feet from the property line. I think that's what I had written. Somewhere. It's putting it at 312, just to the rear property line.
Okay.
The nearest residence is over 400 feet.
Yeah, it's heavily wooded that direction.
Okay. And it is an existing structure, so it's.
Yeah, like I
keeping
said,
it-
we're not expanding the footprint. It's just that dormer.
Oh, there we
Let's see if I-
go. Okay. I see. And one other question, you were saying that this is circa 50s.
Yeah, that's from what I can tell as far as like the materials that were used in the original build. It's got BX wiring, it's got copper piping in the old bathrooms, which tells me, it's about that 1950s-ish time frame.
Okay. And you're going to be able to maintain that, at least the exterior structure.
Certainly the structure as much as we can, with adding the dormer, and there's a couple new windows. It's pretty, and that's probably why originally they added, or maybe the skylights were original, but it's pretty dark in there.
I can imagine a wood cabin
Yeah.
under tree cover.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
is a little.
Right.
Okay.
right.
And one other question, and I think this was asked, but I want to double check. In terms of getting from the main house, and then it's going to just maintain a grass dry lawn. We're not adding any walkways or anything like that.
Not that I know of. No.
Okay.
No.
I'm not planning on any walkways. It's just a grass field. That's how you get to the pool. And that's how you continue to get to the cabin. It's how you get there right now.
Okay. I think I have had my questions asked and answered. Now, anything come up that tweaked anyone's? Bobby, did you have anything?
No, I mean, Shannon, correct me if I'm wrong, but when we did this whole ADU, right, it had to abide by health department codes, right? So, I mean, it's already got a bathroom there. The septic tank may not be working, but it was already approved at one point. So if they replace it like in kind, and the health department's okay with it and gives it the stamp of approval, it's going to meet the ADU requirements that we set forward anyway. It's meeting it's below the maximums we allow, and it's, more than minimum. So I think we're fine. Or at least that's the way I'm looking at it.
They said the approval of the septic was not necessarily permitted, I thought. Is that?
But either way, if it's going to be an ADU, it has to go in front of the health department if they're putting in a septic.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to stamp of approval it. So even if we approve it and the health department says you can't do it, it's not going to be a valid ADU.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the time this was built, there were no permitting. Original septic, 1950s. I don't think building codes were in effect then.
A little different.
Yeah.
And I envision, and I'm going to ask, it's a 1-bedroom, so we're talking probably maximum 2 people at a time there.
Yeah. They're, I think we're 1,500 gallon.
Maybe.
And it's
tank,
not a rental.
And it's not a rental.
It's a
so
guest house,
It's
right.
not a regular usage.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I asked if she was renting, because that would
Right.
bring things to a different level possibly.
Okay. Any other questions?
It will be
John?
permitted, just so we're clear. So it'll be permitted with Farmington Valley Health the same way regardless. So it's done based on bedrooms, period. And with an ADU permit, any successive owners will be able to then rent it out if they so choose. So that's the purpose of the ADU regulation. So the fact the current owner intends to use it as a guest house, that's fine, but Farmington Valley will review it based on number of bedrooms. That's how the septic system is designed. And the reg is an ADU. It can, any current owner or future owner can decide to rent it out. Okay, just want to make sure that
Right. Thanks. That's good clarification. Thank you.
everybody's on the same playing field.
Okay.
Can I ask a question? I guess of Shannon though. I don't know if that, you
Certainly.
want to do that later or.
No, it's fine.
Shannon, would you mind talking a little to inland wetlands related to septic specifically? Just
Sure.
and if I can set it up for 1 second, just my understanding, right? Upland review area, meaning areas near wetlands, which this is, any type of sort of excavation, cutting down trees, landscaping type of things that happen requires a review by the Inland Wetlands Commission. I don't, trenching for a septic line, putting an electric, trenching for conduit to put in electric to a sewage ejector pump or a septic pump to pump something uphill potentially, right? Those are things that generally, my understanding would require inland wetlands, but I know you and I had a brief conversation today. And I was just curious if you can expand, educate us about that.
I would say yes. So correct. So we were aware that there was existing facilities. I was not aware that there was the potential to have to redo the septic system. So, yes, the septic systems are typically reviewed with TPZ. If it's replacement and maintenance, I will say in general are handled somewhat differently than brand new, brand new subdivision. There is, with inland wetlands, they have a permitted as of right section, which typically the septic systems fall under, particularly if it's maintenance and repair. And the permitted as of right, basically it's incidental and customary uses of a residential property. So somebody putting a deck in their backyard or a patio, it's even extended to the installation of a pool in an area that's already lawn that happens to be in an upland area. So correct. Yeah, I would say yes, that a notable septic system repair would typically have review with inland wetlands. That being the case, there is an existing septic system there today. The maintenance of it, whether or not it needed maintenance is not necessarily related to this ADU application, right? If it needs maintenance and it needs repair, it needed it regardless of the ADU application. However, there's plenty of time with an application. So there's 35 days for the hearing, right? This is just day one. So the commission can decide to do what they would like to do with this application based on this information. Is that helpful?
Yeah, that was for me. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Thanks.
Okay. Anyone else have any further questions? Anything come up? Okay, and Phil, you're all set?
Yes, I'm still all set.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
So I guess I do have a question.
You do have-
Yeah, so if we approve the application, no matter what, it's gonna have to go to inland wetlands? Is that what we're saying?
No, so it doesn't have to, if the septic system's fine, if they finish their investigation, septic system's fine, then there's no inland wetland approval because there's no necessarily excavation. Right? The work is interior to the structure, which is why staff didn't send it to inland wetlands, right? The application we received was a dormer and an interior reno.
Okay.
That work does not go to inland wetlands. So the septic system, and again, showed a bathroom, showed a shower. They've been using the facility for a couple of years or a year and a half anyhow, since the premise transferred, since the property was purchased. So there's, again, this is what we were given. We go with what we're given. So that's the premise of this. So so whether it was today, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, if the septic, any work that has to be done that's within the upland review area has to go for a review with the Inland Wetlands Commission. The applicant decides to put a new shed in, right? And it's in the upland review, it technically needs to go to inland wetlands.
Yeah, just to clarify, when we started down this path, we were assuming the septic was in good condition. The whole focus was on the interior design and all that. And it really, I honestly can't remember exactly how the issue came up, but it was only more recent that the septic became an apparent issue. I think some part along the way of the building application. So that's why I think that's part. And then, we had a winter that no one could do any perk testing, and everyone was shut down on that end. So, and then of course everyone's busy catching up from that. So to get the excavator and civil engineer available and on board to do this just recently.
Okay. Well, this is a public hearing, so let's see. Thank you for your presentation. And now's the time. If you have anyone in the public who would like to make a comment or anything, you're welcome to come on up. Excuse me. And make a comment, just identify yourself. And if there's anyone in the room who'd like to make a comment, question. Okay.
Okay.
Shannon, anybody
Yep,
online?
if anyone is called in online to offer comment on the application at 222 Talcott Notch Road, please raise your hand using the feature in Zoom. You'll be acknowledged to address the commission. Again, if anyone has called in to offer comment on the application at 222 Talcott Notch Road, please raise your hand using the feature in Zoom to address comments and questions to the commission. Madam Chair, there are no hands raised.
Okay. Thank you. So that means commissioners, we have one more last chance, questions, comments, concerns, and then it will be time to close the public hearing if I hear nothing.
We would deliberate after.
Correct. Yeah. This is our opportunity to ask more questions, I should say.
So just to be totally clear with everything, if you find that the septic system is no longer viable, that will just become a completely different application, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
If it's no longer viable, it would go to inland wetlands.
Okay. Yep. Perfect.
Correct.
Okay.
As a maintenance, right? Maintenance and repair of an existing system.
Yep.
Okay, so I think we are done. Thank you, sir. You may have a seat. We will close the public hearing. And now, commissioners, we have something in front of us. What do we think? What do we?
Oh, you can stay if you.
Yeah, you don't
hear
have to
them,
go. You can stay if you
'cause
want to
they'll-
listen to
they'll
the.
Probably vote.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I clicked yes.
Oh, yes.
I'm like,
No, you don't have to leave. We were just saying, sit down so you don't look like a
Right,
statue.
thank you, right. Just so you don't have to stand there.
It's
or,
like
you know,
leaving for the final act.
Exit stage right. Get up.
Right. It's okay. You have such confidence in this, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so we have a motion in front of us and,
You closed. You
excuse me.
closed. I'm sorry. I
closed.
believe you
closed.
need a motion and a
We
second.
haven't, we don't have
Now
a
we-
motion yet.
Yes.
We have
I'm
to
jumping,
deliberate
I'm
first.
jumping the
Sorry,
gun.
motion
Sorry.
second and discuss
So-
unless I missed something.
Right.
No, you are absolutely correct.
Okay. Thank you.
So
So we're doing a motion.
I need
and
a, I
second to
need a
discuss.
motion,
Yes.
concerning this and a second.
All right, I'd like to make a motion that we accept the application for special permit and site plan approval made by Christian Winkley of Oxford Builders for converting an existing pool house into a detached accessory dwelling unit ADU at 222 Talcott Notch Road in an R80 zone.
Second.
Second.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now we get to talk about it.
There you go.
So, okay. So, do people have feelings, one way, other, any concerns, any?
My only concern, I guess I want, what's the mechanism for making sure the septic gets checked? I guess that's my question is, so we know. it's-
Building permit. It won't,
so as-
Farmington Valley Health Department has a sign off on the building permit. Plain and simple.
And
So
that's.
their
yeah.
sanitarian will have to sign off on the building permit.
Mhm.
And that includes then having, if needed, so either regardless of the status of the system, right? So whether it's using the existing
Mhm.
or changing some small portion or the entire thing in its totality,
Mhm.
the sanitarian is responsible for that with their registered engineer. And they will, that if a new system's needed, a registered engineer and licensed engineer needs to provide that design. The sanitarian reviews and approves it. The sanitarian is out at the time that it's installed and or the engineer is and provides photographs to the sanitarian and then they sign off on it. So it's embedded, it's its own permit system embedded into our permit so that we make sure that that gets done as we're going through our process. And the CO won't be issued until the sanitarian signs off.
Perfect. That's what I was really hoping for, because it seems like, all the things are in place for an ADU. They're following all the rules. They're within the parameters of what we accept.
Right.
And it's really, just making sure, we want to make sure we're protecting that property in that area and the wetlands and all that. So I felt like there would be a mechanism to make sure that had happened, but I just want to feel better about it. And now, I know.
Okay, and now we know. Okay. Any other points of discussion? Any?
No, I agree.
Okay.
I agree with David.
Okay, are we ready to, I think we're ready to vote.
Yep.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? And the motion passes. Good luck with your, good luck with your ADU, and I hope things break well for the septic system.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, on to planners report.
Planners report. We've got a few signs this evening. The two of them are here. One of them came in afterwards, so I'm going to slide in for everybody. So 504 Main Street is located on the south end of Farmington, south end of Main Street as you approach Plainville. And I can go to our regular aerial if needed. Here's Northwest Drive. 504 Main Street is located here, just a couple of properties to the north of Northwest Drive in Plainville. And there is an existing sign on the building. There's a farmer's insurance sign that has been on the building. And the applicant is looking to replace that sign with the Maple Heart Hobbies sign. And he showed it here. He had, the applicant had a banner made so that he could show it schematically for us. It is 4x4. It's the same size as the prior sign. So it's 16 square feet. It's certainly the building is much wider than that faces out into the parking lot. It's a direct replacement. It is an aluminum sign with very straightforward coloring and graphics. There is no illumination to it. So there's it doesn't show up really well. There's it's a blue and red design that's going to be installed so that it'll be a permanent panel. We explained to him that the banner is not a permanent solution, so it will be a permanent aluminum panel. So if there's no, I can certainly answer any questions if there's questions. If there's no objection, then this will go to building permit since it's actually affixed to the building. It requires a building permit.
Okay. Any feelings?
No, just a side note, nothing to do with the sign. Is this the building that they cleared out without going to inlet a couple of years ago?
Yes, sir.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
Yes,
I knew I remembered it. Okay.
yes, sir. Okay, but from the sign standpoint,
From
we're
a
all-
sign standpoint, I'm fine.
we're
yeah.
all good. Okay, so that's- I'm gonna say okay
Those pesky self-starters.
to
Exactly.
yeah. There we go. It's the self-initiative, right? I just have to look at it differently, frame it differently, and it's a whole different thing. All right, we're gonna move on to 27 Wood Drive.
Oh,
What had
New
been
name.
Briarwood and then, or no, sorry, not Briarwood,
Gables.
Gables, and then Brookdale. I had the wrong B. Brookdale, Gables, Farmington is now going to be Discovery Village at Farmington. So it's the same signs with direct replacements. So they went with a full sign company because it's a full sign renovation throughout. There are small directional signs with respect to authorized vehicles only, which I'm sure you can understand. Because you've got Devonwood, you've got winding trails, so they're trying to make sure they've got the right people parking in the right location. Some directional signs for entrance, fire lane signs, no soliciting, no trespassing. So typical to a private community, resident parking, more resident parking signs, visitor and tour parking. And then these are interior signs, which are don't come into our purview anyway. They can do really whatever they want in the interior. And then this is the last sign that's out on Farmington Avenue. I had to make sure I was on the right road, Farmington Avenue. So the Brookdale Farmington is going to come out and they're going to put in Discovery Village, which is fine. It's just a direct panel replacement on that existing sign. It's a directional sign that DOT allows when there's access to multiple entities off. It's just helpful. So we have these in a few locations off of the main routes. So it's just replacing that panel, which is fine.
Shannon, just for education, who's responsible for that sign? Like that group of signs?
That's
Is the town or the state or private? Like,
I believe, so my honest answer, I don't know.
Okay.
So that's the
It's just
short
a-
answer. I
like,
don't.
They're gonna pay for it and have it installed.
They are paying for it and having it installed.
curious.
I believe it is private. The
Okay.
town does not, and I don't believe the
That's fine.
DOT does. So the DOT would have given the approval for it
Something,
originally.
though, sure.
So rather, I get, perhaps Devon would had it installed originally and then put a couple of panels on. But we have these in a couple of locations and folks have asked us for permission. We're like, we don't have authority over that. It's in the red DOT right away
Yeah.
and DOT. So we're like, change out the
That's fine.
panel, do whatever you want. But yes,
Okay.
that's fair. So if it got hit, like knocked out in an accident or a snowplow or something took it out. Yeah, I'm not sure who was putting it back up.
Thank you.
Interesting. Hadn't thought about that.
Okay, but we're okay with that one too.
Looks good.
We're gonna go right to building permit on that one.
Yes.
Is it a change of ownership or rebranding? I'm curiosity.
I don't know.
Okay. I'm gonna say my in-laws were there when it was the Gables.
Really?
Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm not sure. We get a lot of both. So, right, Anthology is new owner and it's now what Riverbend and Farmington, so it happens frequently.
Yes.
Okay, then next one for you folks is the Best Cleaners just down the street. So Best Cleaners obviously has been out for a while. And the laundromat was approved last fall. We've got all our building, you've seen activity if you've been through, so they're starting to do all the interior work. They're now ready to do the sign. So laundromat instead of the Best Cleaners with the little asterisks. And then same here, Village Laundromat, and that's a direct replacement. So this is a 4x12, 3x4. So they do put a rectangle around it, it'll be 12 square feet. This is 48 square feet. The building length is 48 feet, and that's the building length, not the overhang length. The existing sign was a little smaller. It was about 44 square feet. It in essence is a direct replacement. Unless there's any concern, I was gonna have this go direct to building permit as well.
Would you be able to pull up a street view of that might show what it was?
Like
Yeah,
that?
great, perfect. Thanks.
So you can tell this one, so if you start using, you can use the light bar. The light bar stays the same. They will, if any of the lights are burnt out, they're going to replace the light bulbs, but the light fixture is staying the same. So if you use the light bar as a frame of reference, and then I come back to, and you can start to use the windows, right? So the asterisk is just inside this window, and the T is kind of mid-bay of this first window. And I come back to, there it is. Here,
It's a hair longer.
it's running about the full length of that light bar, correct? So it's a little longer, but it's not quite as deep because it's just the one line of text. So it's a little bit of trade-off. The Best Cleaners is a little deeper and shorter, squatter. And this is a little longer.
And is that a three-dimensional letter sign? I don't know the technical term, like the Best Cleaners was, or is that just
No,
like a
this is gonna
flat,
be a
like
flat
printed?
panel, max metal, aluminum, PVC, composite, Abri 3-cast.
Vinyl
It's a
cast.
vinyl, so it's a cast vinyl on the aluminum panel. So no, there is no 3D element to this one.
Okay, and is that the monument sign, I guess you'd call that on the
This
post?
isn't, yep, so this is the existing pylon sign.
Pylon, sorry.
Yeah, because it's taller than
Yeah, okay.
it's taller than the monument sign. It's on a single post. So, and that's existing. I don't know the total height of it, but they're allowed to reface the existing
Right, it
sign.
wouldn't be allowed today as new, but.
If it's, if it's taller
existing.
than 10 feet, correct, and in its position, because you can go to 10 feet high, but you've got to be in the rear third of your front yard setback.
Okay.
So correct, but they're allowed to just reface it. And again, if that was in an accident and got taken out, they're allowed to replace it in kind.
So try it.
Wow. It's a steel pole, so I wouldn't necessarily
Yeah, that
go
one's
out of
gonna
your
hurt.
way to try it, but
Not sure how to take that.
so,
Yeah, okay.
Just a little reminder.
Just a little self-talk.
so anyhow,
Okay.
I don't have any concerns.
okay, where we,
Okay.
we're
That's
good with
good.
that one. So that one's
Yeah.
gonna go to building permit. That'll have a application as well.
Nice to see that going.
Yeah, actually,
Hmm.
I haven't been up that way.
Is that the same laundromat that's currently next to McDonald's, or is that a different, just a totally separate?
No, this is a new laundry facility coming in from, I think they have a facility in
Is it Terryville or Wolcott?
Terryville.
Terryville.
I was gonna say Terrytown, that's not a thing.
That's New York.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
long
Also
trip
nice
from
town.
New York.
Terryville. Thank you. Yes, Terryville. Okay, all right, so we're good with that
Okay,
one.
Sounds good.
Okay, next agenda item was sign regulation edits. I had great fun writing on the plane to and from Kansas. So, and then I I got most of it in today. I do want Bruce and Garrett to take a look at edits before I get them all to you. And then, so I would hope at the end of this week that it's to you. It won't necessarily wait till the next agenda and agenda review. I will get that out to you as soon as I've finished and the fellows have taken a look at a few things. So it'll be a working document, so it'll have the track changes in it, so you can see what we've changed.
Mhm.
If there's comments relative to you or that still need, after Bruce and Garrett have looked at it, you'll see the comments in the side, so it'll be a full working document that we can start to have some fun with. And I went ahead and took a holistic approach because as I was like, I'm not going to change just halo lights and just attach signs and just like I read through the whole thing, went through stuff. There's some text edits. There were some other things that need to get cleaned up. I took a shot at our open signs. It was all us talking about a year ago.
Hope springs
So,
eternal.
I took a
comes
shot
Shannon.
at it. I do not want that to tank everything else. So if that starts to derail the conversation, we will redact that and then we'll come back to it because the other things need to get done. But anyhow, we will send it through and have, I'm sure, some hearty conversations. And then we'll go from there.
How many pages do we think it will be?
Yeah.
No. It's still, it's 7-page regulation today. So I didn't add to it. I tried to take a simplistic, straightforward, plain language approach to this. So I did not add pages to this. That was not the intent. So we'll see how it goes
Except for
over.
the open section.
Well, even that I didn't put in pages on it because I wasn't. I'm trying to again.
No open
had-
signs. No
Right.
Well,
internally illuminated open
right,
signs.
it has to be enforceable, but it also has to be clear on the end users and
Right.
on all the retailers and et cetera. So we'll see. I'll take a shot. And
you.
see where that goes.
Okay.
POCD, we've got our close date is Friday at 11 o'clock. So we'll see. We did have some questions come in.
Okay.
Garrett and I addressed the questions and then they were posted last week before I left. So they were posted last Wednesday.
they go back, the responses go back on our webpage and back on the DAS, the state website page.
Okay.
Where the postings, all the RFPs get posted. So it was shared back out. And we'll see what happens on Friday.
Seem to be interest, like, is it,
Yeah.
Well, so we don't solicit phone calls. We don't, because everything's got to be in writing. So there's no way for us to know if there, so we know 2 entities asked questions.
Mhm.
One of them had multiple questions. So that's what back out was the answer to all the questions. Whether there's more people interested, they just didn't have questions because the RFP is straightforward. It's pretty great. Doing a POCD for these folks that are doing them, the planning consultants that are doing it, should be somewhat perfunctory of, hey, this is what we're going to do, and this is how we've done it, and this is how we've done it elsewhere. We asked for some items related to House Bill 8002, but that shouldn't be surprising to anybody, again, that's working and doing these type of things day in and day out. And we did do that as a carve out. So the POCDs, it's one price, and some things related to House Bill 8002 was a separate carve out to do a housing growth plan. So it didn't impact their price for the POCD. So we'll see.
Okay.
Okay. And then
Okay, and so Shannon had solicited people's interest in serving on the selection committee, and so we got responses. Thank you. So as of now, we actually got oversubscribed. So it's going to be me, Lisa, and Dave St. Germain, and Phil. You're going to be our alternate, if that works.
That works.
Okay, great. Yes.
Do
So,
we, wait, hang on. Do we need it like in kind to the board?
no, I suggested that it could be that
Oh,
way.
Okay.
okay, because I remember saying that.
So there
Okay.
was no, these are
Okay.
these are the individuals that have
Right.
stepped up and sent an email to Liz and I.
mhm,
So I suggested if there was a wide variety of interests, that it would reflect the makeup of the board. In the absence of that, then she went with the individual.
No, that's fine. I remember that in my mind. That's why I was
Right,
like, and
that
if you
was-
need me, I can do it, but that's fine. If you
Okay.
don't need it, that's fine too.
It's
Okay.
not necessary, and I
Okay.
don't know that it's, like I said, if there was a wide interest, then that was going to be
be
one of
the
the
deciding
criteria.
factor.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mhm. So,
And then there'll be 4 staff members. It'll be myself, Bruce Garrett, and Rose Ponte.
okay. That'll be great. I look forward to getting started on that. I'm assuming things will move relatively quickly, if we can say that in a municipal timeframe. I don't know how quickly things move, but
Correct. I
we're
think
gonna have to because of this.
we had planned to do interviews the last half of May, first half of June, so that the selection can be endorsed with town council in June, or at the latest, their first meeting in July, so that the consultant can be engaged. And then we can start in July. I want to start in July and get some conversations and initial discussions in July and not lose a August hiatus. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at my calendar. So July 4th is on the weekend this year, so that won't affect meeting schedules or anything, correct? Or
well, our meetings are
not,
July
I shouldn't say
13th.
ours, but meeting town council, like, I can't remember what,
Yeah, we'll get that figured out with town council. If
Right.
possible, it'll get in front of town council in June,
that would be.
ideally.
Mhm.
And then, because then we've got to get a contract in place, and all that paperwork has to get in place with the consultants once the town council and agrees to our recommendation, then we've got to get actual contracts in place so that they can get started. And that happens so the July 1st fiscal year right, is a start. So we can get those contracts signed and everything. And that's also assuming that we get everything passed this week, right? So we've got a vote this week. We've got, so there are a few
Right.
steps, but
Okay.
yeah, we presumably should be fine. And like I said, if there's somewhere between 3 to 6 proposals, then we probably won't bother shortlisting. If there's 8 to 12 proposals, then we will probably do a short list. So we're not conducting 8 to 12 interviews. That just isn't going to be a good use of anybody's time, most likely.
I agree with that.
So,
Okay.
okay.
Great.
Any
Wonderful.
other questions on that process or anything?
Is there any kind of mandate on like we have to take the low bidder or anything like that?
No, it's qualis based and interview based.
That sounds great.
Anything else?
Okay.
I had a question on a separate topic, if I can ask if that's okay.
Yeah.
I noticed QR codes on the signs. Maybe I missed the discussion in a meeting about it, but
No, there's a gentleman sitting in the room that made a suggestion. And we were able to get it implemented rather seamlessly. So we did so. So they're adhered to the existing signs. Lance had great fun getting them all on all our signs for us. And so we will have to, they will have to get updated, but so we went with a regular adhesive rather than a heat seal. So there's some cost differential. Our website is going to have to change. There's a state mandate that we changed to a .gov or a .org. So yes, so there were a few things behind the scenes, but we got it implemented, and the gentleman at the back of the room gets the credit for that idea.
thanks. Thanks for implementing it.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Where
QR. So
are
on
they? What
our,
are they?
so on the sign.
It was just me.
So no, that's okay.
Nice.
So on the metal signs that get posted out in front of the properties for our public hearing notifications. So for TPZ, wetlands, historic districts, so we have 24 signs. 24 signs. And they're dual sided, so there are 48 stickers. So
Okay.
there's a QR code now that you can scan and brings you to our website. And our IT group, so all of our applications are on our individual websites, right? So TPZ is on TPZ, ZBA is on ZBA.
Mhm.
IT was able to create a faux page, if you will, a
Mhm.
master page
Right.
that links to all, that brings you to one page that then you can see all of those items, and you can click and it brings you to the wetlands page, or it brings you to the ZBA page or the historic. So they created a page that was a master of our pending applications so that we could have one QR code
And right.
Without
Okay.
exchanging
Without.
three
that got you
application.
to everything, because we had set it up that it's on the individual pages, right? Because that's what makes sense. If you're coming looking for wetlands, you go to your wetlands page. If you're
Right.
looking for a variance application, you go to ZBA. So
Okay.
So,
Oh, that's cool.
our IT, so there's a few hands in this.
Well,
Oh,
well done.
nice idea.
That's A very good idea, though. Just
Yeah.
trying to think if I noticed it on, I think I
And
saw
then we
some
had
historic-
somebody call Bruce, in the office. Hey, what's this sign? What's this? And he explained what it is. And he said, oh, there's a QR code on it. It brings you right to the page. She's like, oh, I won't use that. That takes you to all sorts of different places.
Okay.
That's how my phone's been hacked before. She said, well, depending upon what you use your QR code for.
Right.
Right?
Good point.
So it was the funniest thing. And we said, okay. So anyhow,
Oh, well, that's great. Good to know.
yes. Okay.
Super.
Excellent.
Okay.
And that's all I have.
That's
For you
all you
folks
got?
this evening.
Any other questions or anyone nagging at someone? What about this?
The fence has gone up at 5 corners, by the way.
I did
The
notice
fence
that
can go
too.
up.
This
Yes.
last week.
Yeah,
Now
and
I
they
need the
put some,
remediation to get going. Excuse me?
They put some, it's not silt fence, but it's orange.
Mm.
It's almost like some kind of protected.
Yeah.
fencing.
Is there a
Excellent.
lot of remediation to be done up there, or
I don't know. I
Who
haven't,
knows?
I haven't grabbed the reports.
Oh, okay, I'm
Um,
just curious.
No, they don't. We get notification when the activities start and excavation activities start. They're not obligated to get us all the reports.
Okay.
It's somewhat laborious to try to find them on the deep website.
I'm sure.
We can make phone calls and get them as generally our easiest
Mhm.
path.
Few other things in the air.
Well, and and they've got to get moving.
Right.
So, but at least the site's secure now. So we've got that back to
That's-
being secure. It's, I guess leave it at that for right now.
Okay. And the whole donuts is still, we don't know.
Well, that's the same. So
Before-
there's remediation that's got to go on
Oh.
there as well. So
Ah.
there are remediation activities that have to go on there, and that's, yes, so that's a little more extensive. So I think that's why you saw that tenant vacate.
Okay,
Um,
interesting. Okay.
We're not getting whole donut back, Liz.
I don't eat, I don't like donuts, so.
I know, but their coffee was so good.
Oh, really? Ah, okay, good coffee, good to know.
Yeah.
You don't want their sour cream donut back? Really?
Not a donut person, so, okay, great. And before we get to the approval of minutes, so I've read the minutes, but I wasn't there. Can we vote on them? It's-
Yes, you
okay.
can,
I always forget whether we can.
you
do-
can.
Okay,
You're acknowledging that you read them and
okay.
they flowed. I understand you're not confirming the
Well,
accuracy,
content,
but you're,
but-
I mean, obviously you know who was there and who wasn't, because
Right.
you weren't there. So
Right.
if someone- if you're listed as making a motion, then by all means, let me know and we'll get that
Okay.
corrected.
I was just gonna say, as long as I wasn't appointed to something
No.
else that I have to do.
No,
Okay,
Oh, we
Great.
appointed you.
yeah, it's what happened in another situation recently. Okay, so I need a motion and a second concerning April 13th, 2026 minutes.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the minutes of the April 13th, 2026 Town Plan and Zoning Commission.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. You
Ladies
almost
and
made
gentlemen.
Bobby's time.
I know.
And you
I
had a
just-
public hearing.
Yeah, that's
Right,
true.
and she had a public hearing.
That is
Yeah.
true. So, I'm trying.
The goals.
Okay. We are adjourned. Thank you very much.